If we commonly let insults pass that should be addressed, we are telling other people that they can walk all over us with impunity. That's not good. So in this book, we advance, early on, the perspective that what happens to us at work is usually due to what we allow or disallow. Since all of us are creatures of habit, the way we communicate often becomes unsurprising, and this in itself can get us into trouble. If you are completely predictable at work, anyone can manage you, whether a boss, a colleague, or someone who works for you. We tackle that problem in the first 4 chapters of this book. You need to get in charge of what happens to you at work, and that includes not allowing people to know how they can anger, hurt, bully, dupe, or in some other way maneuver you to their liking. Chapter 5 looks at why so many of us draw a mental blank when we run into situations that call for comebacks. Why do we freeze up? What is it that allows us, hours later, to think of what we should have said but didn't when the time was right? We'll show you how you can get rid of that tendency and free yourself to consider a host of comeback options. A good part of being able to identify and employ comebacks with comfort is having a set of them available to you. So, even if you already have some of your own, we introduce in Chapter 6 the R list, a set of 10 types of comebacks that you can begin to experiment with today. Among these strategies, you'll learn to reframe, restate, and retaliate, and you can keep all 10 techniques in mind or in your desk for those times when you need help. In Chapter 7, we look at the role that gut instinct plays in comebacks. We all have gut instincts, but we don't always trust them, sometimes with good reason. How can you nurture your own instinct to a point where you'll feel sufficiently confident to let it help you choose and execute good comebacks? To assist you with this, we will introduce a way of looking at the rational and gut aspects of every comeback decision and of determining whether one or the other will likely bring about the best results. Additionally, the most effective comebacks are not without passion. So we'll also explore in this chapter how emotions and body language contribute to the skilled comeback equation. In Chapter 8, we'll focus on how to use comebacks when conflict is inevitable, and we'll especially look at how to avoid making a situation personal that doesn't need to be. In other words, we'll explore when to insert ourselves into a comeback and when to be objective. This will continue to develop your ability to select better comebacks. There is, however, no such thing as a comeback that, no matter how clever, works with all people and in all settings. That is why the next 2 chapters are about how to read conversation partners and situations. Chapter 9 will teach you how to take people's pulse, so to speak, and to determine which types of comebacks are likely to work with them. We then explore in Chapter 10 how situations dictate parameters that make some types of comebacks too risky and others more likely to succeed. Establishing your comfort zone comes next. You'll learn to develop a host of comebacks and have them ready to use. These will be the ones that are your own, and that you know you can use because they fit who you are. Along with those, you'll have a set of comebacks that take you outside your comfort zone for those times when someone's rudeness or crudeness exceeds your threshold. Along the way, the chapters include methods of testing yourself and organizing what is introduced in each chapter, while Chapter 11 introduces a self-assessment technique that will help you condense what you have learned in a way that facilitates recollection when you need to use comebacks in the future. By asking yourself the 10 questions featured in the final chapter, you will be better prepared to use more effective comebacks the next time you're put on the spot.